Welcome to Le Foot, your podcast about French football. In this week's episode, we give you the best from the Coupe. PSG's out, Paris FC got their revenge at Parc de France. Lyon and Endrick is here now, beating Lille in a tough away game. Metz losing bad against Ligue 2 opponent Montpellier. But we will also dig into who we see as favourites to win the Coupe de France now with PSG out. This week's transfer talk, as well as a new segment called Club of the Week. And of course, what is ahead in the weekend's Ligue. As always, very happy to have you here. Hello, Jeff. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. It feels good to be back.
Another week.
Another week. Last week, it took us a bit longer than expected to prepare the episode since it was snowing a lot here in Sweden. And we had to shovel ourselves in and out to park the car. So I'm glad we didn't have that issue starting today.
How did it go for you driving in the snow, Dennis?
It was quite slippery, I have to admit.
You made it though.
Yeah, I made it.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
How are you, Charlie?
I'm fine. Also troubled by the snow a bit, driving around. But apart from that, everything is good. A lot at work and a lot in life, and that's beautiful.
And Freya, your daughter, her basketball practice got cancelled, so you had some more time to prepare for today's episode.
Exactly. And then it was back on, and they actually had the practice. It's true. They actually had the practice. So it was in 30 minutes time, it got cancelled and then back again. So.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. On to the first point.
The second Paris derby of the year.
PSG dominating but losing against Paris FC.
To the top games of the Coupe, and we're starting off with the PSG derby. I remember from last week, the three of us concluded the fact that Paris FC was never going to win this game. It was
Stood
just gonna
no chance. Stood no chance.
It was just going to be another walk in the park for Paris Saint-Germain, but who could have guessed? They lost this game against an ex-player also, dominating the game throughout 90 minutes, so many chances. How could they lose the game?
It's crazy. I've seen some people discussing whether it's Luis Enrique's fault for taking some selection when picking his team, but I see it strictly as you can't miss this much chances. It's ridiculous. You have a dominating PSG and then 0-1 on the score sheet. Paris FC win. I think they just missed too many chances. It's sloppy attack-wise. No focus. I think Barcola had a fantastic chance in the second half to slot it home, and PSG would definitely have won it by then. But I think we have to also speak a bit about the goalkeeper. Save of save.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, he made good saves, but still, they lacked, that final touch, the edge that they usually have. Dembele didn't start the game. He came on in the second half, but still they created way too many chances to not win this game. And they shot some just outside the post also. I don't know. Perhaps it's just one of these games that you do have throughout an entire season, and then unfortunately, it was a game in the Coupe, They might have survived with this loss in the league and still win it, but now in the Coupe,
they're out.
They're out.
They're out. I think I agree. They still need to score. I don't think the saves were that spectacular, but we have man of the match in Cambadio, which is a tricky name to pronounce for us, but you have to look there. We talked last week about Kevin Trapp being back at Parc de France, and now we have another goalkeeper man of the match. Do you think he's taking the position back from Kevin Trapp? He used to start in the start of the season, but Kevin Trapp has been playing a bit lately.
He might do, because I think a team as Paris FC, they can win a lot from a game like this. They can create momentum, they get the spirit in the team, they're knocking out their bigger brother, and momentum is very important. So I think he'll get a chance in the next league game against Nantes. So I think so, yeah.
Also the feeling to have Cabal back, starting off with a great assist for the goal. And I think, that pass to Ikoné, cutting through the PSG defense, and then it must feel like you say the momentum. We have him back now. Algeria went out, he came home, directly delivering, beating the city rival, through in the coupe, and amazing. I saw some comments after the game by Gonzalo Ramos when he was complaining that only one team wanted to play, and he talked a bit about the referee, and he talked about Paris FC just defending. And I make of those comments that I think is a loser mentality. If you're in a star team, why would you ever complain about the opponents and the way they play? You should beat them anyway.
They can only blame themselves, honestly. They can only blame themselves. But I would just like to underline here also that Jonathan Ikone, who scored a goal for Paris, he started as a youth player for Paris Saint-Germain. He played for the U17, 19, and then was loaned out to, I think it was Lille and Fiorentina. And for him, it must feel really nice, that he was never deemed to be good enough to play for their A team, but now he scores against them. I think he was probably one of the happiest persons alive on earth the other day, scoring that goal and taking them into the next stage.
Probably in front of family and friends as well in his hometown. Amazing.
On to the other game, Lille versus Olympique Lyon. We have Moreira scoring in the first minute.
Crazy goal.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper running out. I mean, you can't concede a goal in a coupe game that early. It's crazy. But I think there is another headline here, and it's that Endrick has landed.
And scored his first goal.
He's delivering straight away. 19-year-old. We talked a bit about it, what to expect, but I think this is the perfect start.
Yeah, and I mean, we just talked about momentum, right, in the previous games, and coming in as a youngster, as Endrick still is, and he wants to really show himself off. Just getting a good start is so important. And also the goal he scored. I mean, for me, it feels like he's experienced, right? The ball is coming in from the left, and he's just on that deep post. Good strike also, but he's on the right place at the right time, and I think that shows that he can understand the game, and then obviously be good enough to strike it in.
Quality. I also find the assist on volley from Tolisso being very nice. You don't see that very often. A straight volley assist to a player on the back post, like you say, and it looks like Endrick has been there for a while. That's how comfortable he feels.
Yeah, and he looked happy, and he should be.
For sure.
Very interesting to keep following him in the fixtures coming up.
It's a tough game, tough away game versus a tough opponent in the coupe early on, and to go through, I think it's a great delivery.
Yeah, and I mean, Bodart, he must have been hungover or something, because that first goal, he's coming out flying with a knee, and then they did not concede by that, but it was just a minute after. Endrick comes from the right side, facing the box, takes a shot, and Bodart, his hands are very slippery. It he takes the shot, but then he's so weak, so it goes from his hands to the post. It's almost 2-0 after 5 minutes. So I don't know what Buddha was doing.
So you're saying that it's more of a Buddha slippery hands than Endrick a great shot, right?
I mean, the goal he later on scored.
Now that's quality.
That's quality.
But the long shot.
But the long shot. Yeah, I mean, I would have taken that shot. So
he's slipping into the post.
Yeah. So I mean, Buddha should probably had a good look on himself.
There's time to improve. They're out now. Then we have Metz crashing out of the coupe versus Ligue 1 Montpellier. Montpellier is placed 9th in Ligue 1, and they not only win away to Metz, they win with 4-0. And I think this must feel like a lost cause at the moment. Bottom of the league.
Yeah, and I mean, if you actually looked at the game also, you could see after 1-0, or if not only 1-0, 2-0, they looked defeated. Metz, they were demoralized. The heads were hanging down. Just, couple of 50-50 duels before the third and the fourth goal also. I don't know what they were doing. They felt defeated, and bottom of the league now also, they are the opposite of creating momentum. They are really struggling. I'm not sure what they need or what they can do to switch this around.
It's crazy. I think also manager Stéphane Lamignan, he must be hanging loose, because as an owner or as a club, you have to do something now. They're bottom of the league, crashing out the Coupe, and you can't just continue doing nothing. I think, of course, there could be a great amount of loyalty towards him for the work that he has done previously, but at this moment, you have to try to save the ship from sinking. That's all I can see. And 4-0, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every point counts now. It's very close between the teams in the bottom of the league. So
It's not too late.
it's not too late, but at the same time, they need to start improving immediately.
Yeah, for sure, because the feeling right now is that if you look at the bottom, you have Nantes better than Metz, you have Auxerre, I think slightly better than Metz, and then you have Paris FC, and the teams above might do some signings now in the winter and then improve that way, and also Kebal back. I mean, you have momentum in other parts, and Metz, like you said, I agree, it's the opposite. It's a downfall, continuing downfall.
But then also funny for Montpellier, as all of you know, a very classic Liga team with players, as you might remember, as Olivier Giroud, to mention one.
They won the league not too long ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny to bring them up in these sorts of conversation.
As the bottom league, middle team in Ligue 2, and here they are. Yeah, totally. And let's see, maybe they can make a run for it now. Speaking about momentum, trying to chase for a top place and actually challenge for a Ligue 1 spot for next season.
Yeah, definitely. And also on that topic, I saw that Marseille, they won their game against some third-tier league team.
Bayeux, yeah.
Yeah, or it was Marseille or some other team. But however, I went into the league and I saw Bordeaux, Tier 3 team.
Exactly.
What have happened?
We need them back.
We need them back.
Yeah, I think French football need Bordeaux back in the top. I think the financial relegation that they went through all the way through the league system because of financials. I mean, it's still a great city and a great club, and they need to make the climb, hopefully soon. But that's another podcast story episode we need to do. What actually happened there a few years ago for Bordeaux? Super tricky. It's a tricky league.
So what can we bring with us going forward from Coupe de France? I mean, that Paris Saint-Germain is out creates or makes the Coupe so much more interesting. Not for everyone, but for most of the supporters and for most of the teams. Because now there's a golden chance for plenty of teams to grab that title instead of what usually just becomes another trophy in Paris Saint-Germain's cabinet. What do you guys think?
For sure, I think there is several teams now that they must be itching because they see this as a great opportunity bringing a title home. Of course, you have RC Lens, top of the league. Speaking about momentum and form, they are fantastic. But we shouldn't forget about some other teams which had a semi-strong season so far and good players. I think, for example, Lyon, now with Endrick, must see this as a... I'm not sure who is the odds favorite, who is the favorite according to the odds, but that will be super interesting to follow. Do you have any other team you think could make a run for it?
Maybe Olympique de Marseille.
For sure. They must, OM must be going crazy over this opportunity.
Yeah.
They lost this Trophée des Champions on penalties against PSG here, the kind of Super Cup, and now it's open, another opportunity, and it's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think with the form and just overall performance of these teams looking at the 25-26 season, I think we all can agree that Lyon, OM and Lens might be the top three favorite. But as the time and season goes on, I mean, I think Monaco they have the team to on a good day beat any of these teams over 90 minutes.
Only injuries against though, because Minamino out for the season would be needed. Ansu Fati, I'm not sure when he's.
I think is coming back quite soon.
Okay.
I mean, you can say a lot of things about Pogba, but if he would be able to get back to, I don't know, 80% of his back in the days capacity,
for sure,
he's he's good to have at the midfield contributing.
I'm starting to get a bit impatient there. I want to see Pogba playing, and I hear some mixed information about when he might be ready to return. Sometimes it's weeks, sometimes it's discussions about months, and then I'm starting to get a bit worried because we all want to see Pogba.
Yeah,
want to see him back. But I agree. If he is back, you have Ansu Fati back. I think they've also been a bit unfortunate, I think, with the results. So for sure. And then they have Balogun on top, former Arsenal talent, good young striker.
Yeah, and they're also bringing in. We'll get a bit more to that later, but Wout Faes, I think, is confirmed from Leicester now, coming in on loan. Bringing some more of that experience to improve their defense. And also, I think with the Pogba thing, I mean, take Alexander Isak. He was not expelled for doing mischiefs, but he was out for quite some time, making the move this summer. And I think we all have seen how he struggled to get back into his form. And I think you can compare that to the Pogba situation, even though that's even worse. He's not been playing
for a long time.
11 against 11 for a long time, And to get into that match tempo, the pace of the players, it takes time. So even though he's going to start playing, I think, unless we're all surprised, it's going to take some time for him to actually contribute to the team.
I'm going to say one other team, and this is a bit of a bubbler, so to speak. This, I think, they are not going to be odds favorite. We've talked about them a little bit before. They have the crazy Carlos Martinez-Novel, 100 games recently as head coach. And I'm talking about Toulouse. I don't know why. I have a feeling they could go far this year. Coupe de France. Maybe not win it, but who knows?
Who knows?
They had great form before this game versus RC Lens, where Emerson red card ruined everything. But I think, at home, strong, with some good draws when they're gonna, if they're a bit lucky as well, why not go far?
Perhaps a red card in favor.
It's Toulouse. The only thing against Toulouse here is the red cards. It's between them and a Coupe de France title. No, but for sure, they need to work on that. That's a problem. That's a problem.
No, it will be fun. I'm gonna say Lens.
Oh, okay.
They go for it. They're going for it.
Going for the double.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Very interesting. All right, on to some transfer talk. We have talk of Mathis Tel going to Paris FC.
Yes, and I've heard a bit mixed reports here as well. Some saying that it's quite unlikely, given that Spurs paid quite a good amount of money for him to come to Spurs. But given his playing time and his status in Spurs, I think that a loan deal would be best for everyone involved. Paris FC gets a promising player. He's actually also used to play for Paris FC in the youth ranks for a bit. And Tottenham gets their young promising players some playtime. And the player himself, he gets the minutes that any young player needs. But
yeah, and I think that's what's most important, right? Because, I mean, coming into Tottenham this season, expectations were there, him and the team. But, I mean, they have completely made a useless season so far with Thomas Frank. So, I mean, for him also, perhaps to get the minutes, as you're saying, and then also get into a team where things feel better. Because I would not like to be in the dressing room of Tottenham right now. He needs the minutes, and especially in such a early stage in his career when you're young, you need those minutes.
Yeah, for sure. Another one that I've heard now, Ben White to Monaco from Arsenal. I don't know how likely this is. It's the talk of the town a little bit. But I'm questioning a bit here what's the transfer strategy from Monaco. Because Ben White, sure, but he's been cold for a while now. I don't think he's been... It's a few years since he was, performing and made a name for himself, but then cooled down when Arsenal has done some new signings and over the years become a better team, but a better team I find without him. Of course, maybe that's why Monaco can sign him, but I don't know. What do you think about this one?
But is Monaco like Turkey or France? Why do they keep signing all these players? Like they're taking Minamino from Liverpool, and
Premier League rejects, kind of.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, they take Pogba out of the
Eric
box.
Dyer.
Eric Dyer. Ansu Fati, he's also promising, but he broke his leg in Barcelona and then he was left out. They signed him.
At least he's young.
He's young, but still, there is something there. It must be, I don't know, because is this a strategy long term or short term? Where is this project going? A few years back, Monaco was really promising with Mbappe,
For sure.
and all that. But what's the strategy? I don't see all these loans coming in, creating a stability and something to build and prosper from in the future.
Same. Feels like a weird strategy to me. I can understand several players a bit older, happy to go live down there in Monaco. I think also salary-wise, tax-wise, it's good. But I think from a club perspective, I'm not sure that it's actually the best. I also read something a bit about, because the injury list there is worrisome. And I read that there is some talk about, is there some, bad treatments from the club when it comes to the medical behavior? There is a few theories. Sounds a bit, huff-puff to me, but could be. I need to talk about two youngsters, though, in OM, and they are rumored to go to big clubs in Europe. We have Robinho Vaz closing in on a deal to go to Roma, 18-year-old, very talented, but also a bit raw talent. Going to Roma, 25 million euro is what has been talked about. What do you think about this one? Is it a good signing for Roma? Is it a good sell for OM? It's a lot of money, 25 million.
It is money, but looking at the options Marseille have at the moment, including obviously Greenwood and Aubameyang, if someone of them would have become injured, I think Robin Was will. He has played this season and he has scored goals, but then he will be the number one pick, I think, and play all the time. So, they're still in the Champions League, they're still in the Coupe, they're playing league games also. They need
There's
players.
a lot of games.
So, and I would not expect his salary to be that high. So, do they really need to sell? Do they want to sell? I'm not sure from Marseille perspective if I would let him go.
Then we have another youngster. We have another 18-year-old. It's Daryl Bakola, and this guy is being rumored to many big clubs in Europe. Bayer Leverkusen, Arsenal, Chelsea, Inter. It's another really promising young player, but also raw talent. I'm sure my OM is very happy with these talents that they have, but I agree with you. Plenty of games to come. Maybe they should be a bit cool. Also, we have Aubameyang. He's not young. Player that, easing in a young one into the team behind an older player is, I think, a perfect strategy to get these ones into playing time. And maybe, I think we talked about 25 million. I'm not sure what is talked about Daryl Bakola, because many clubs are involved. There could be a bidding race. How the transfer market goes. But maybe if they get them some more goals, some more play time, some more highlights for the world to see, you can double that price tag in this crazy market. You can double 50 million euro. Of course, 25 million for a raw talent is a lot of money. But if you sit tight and wait, it could be even more. It's my opinion.
Yeah, interesting for sure. I would like to bring up what's already been signed. Strasbourg, Liam Rosenior, down for Chelsea, and they're bringing in Gary O'Neill.
Yeah, we talked about it, the Strasbourg situation last week, and I've understood it's unfolded all over the media. And I get the feeling that Chelsea fans and Strasbourg fans are not too happy about this, which is crazy because as a owner group, Blueco, imagine making this transfer happen and you actually have both fan bases a bit upset. I think Chelsea fans are right to actually doubt this, given we discussed about his lack of experience. But some are arguing that it is a coach with charisma and ways and getting to know players in a good way and also being very good in communication. I don't know. Time will tell. Chelsea coaches doesn't last that long anyway.
No, they don't. But I think it was funny and a bit fresh to hear his first interview here. You could almost get some, Mourinho vibes. Not to compare them, because I mean you can't compare the titles and the personality that Mourinho has brought to us for over a decade. But his cockiness in the interview, it was refreshing to see, and for me and probably a lot of you out there also who also watch the Premier League, it's always fun to have a coach in the league that has that a little bit of extra. So it'll be interesting to see. But I think without being able to see into the future that Strasbourg has taken the short stick out of.
yeah, it doesn't look promising. Heading into European play, they're also still in the Coupe. They have a European spot to play for in the league. I think similar there. They have a lot to play for, and they have, gained a manager. But who knows? Football surprises you sometimes. Imagine this is exactly what they needed. I doubt it.
Mm.
But I mean, a team of Strasbourg, they took a Conference League place last year. I think it was sixth in the league, with Liam, doing a great job. And they're doing very well in Conference League this year. Has a solid place in the league also. And the coach that they bring in has been without a job since about a year ago. And he got sacked from Wolves.
Yeah,
I mean, it's sending signals to the fans and it's sending signals to the players.
It's bad. I need to bring another one up, which actually seems to be happening quite soon. And that is also a former Premier League player, Romain Favre from Bournemouth, and most likely now he is to land in Auxerre, and much needed support in Auxerre in the bottom struggle which they are finding themselves in. And first, Le Havre was actually favourite to sign him, but it seems now that most likely he will end up in Auxerre, and that will be interesting to follow if he can make a difference down there in the bottom. We talked about Remy Kabila coming into Nantes as a player to back their bid to stay up in Ligue. But time will tell there as well. It's not a complete deal, but it seems likely from the sources that I'm looking at.
Okay, interesting. I would also just like to add that I mentioned previously that I think there was OM who played Avranches in the tier 3. It was actually Strasbourg.
Yeah, 6-0.
And they won 6-0.
But I think in OM we had a 9-0 and hat-trick from Greenwood against Bayeux. So big numbers.
Big numbers.
Big numbers. OM is in town. New segment. Now we have Club of the Week. First time, and every week we're going to draw a club in Liga and we're going to present to you a few points to get to know either the club or the city a bit better. And this week we are very happy to draw OGC Nice, and then we have Dennis presenting. Dennis, what do you have bringing to us?
So, as you said, OGC Nice, a very beautiful city in the French Riviera. It's an old city founded by Greece in 350 BC. Originally named Nikaia or Nike, who was the goddess of victory in Greek mythology.
Should be sponsored by Nike then.
Yeah.
But they are not.
No.
I mean, they need to be better for that.
Probably, yes.
I've actually also, when I went to uni, there was a few people, or not a few people, but like I have met people, girls. They're named Nike.
Oh.
So I think it's from that, and it's spelled like Nike as the company.
Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah.
I guess that goes on. Then we have the English walk, or the Promenade des Anglais. A long, beautiful walk along the shore side of Nice. We have pissaladière, a flatbread or pizza topped with olives, anchovies, and caramelized onions. That sounds so
I would
good.
need some of that right now in this snow weather.
Yeah, I bet as soon
sounds
as you
so
heard the
good.
olives, there was you were dripping.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, as soon as I heard that, I started thinking, I'm going grabbing one right now.
Yeah, we should make. Definitely. Another dish originating from Nice is ratatouille.
Is that from this?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was from that little rat in the movie.
Yes.
Good
So
film,
actually,
great film.
Yeah.
I've written that down. It's
Top 10 film all time, Ratatouille.
yes. It's so good. It's so good.
I think it's quite high on the IMDb also.
Yes.
I watched this Christmas.
What's the
Yeah?
rat's name? Remy?
Yeah, with I instead of I.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then last on the list we have Ez, a medieval village located between Nice and Monaco, and definitely a place to visit once in Nice.
It's great to hear all these fantastic things about Nice, given that we've spoken a bit about them and everything's been so miserable in the football.
Yeah,
A beautiful place, that.
yeah, very beautiful place.
That might be intertwined. The players have too much fun to do in their free time, you know? They're not stepping up.
Yeah,
Too
I
much
think
sun,
so.
too much fun. You need that snow. You need that, yeah.
There needs to be hardship. You can't just be on the beach.
And that was 5, right?
Yeah.
And this is a segment that we'll bring to you every week. And the draw for next week, so you have something extra to look forward to, is Monaco. And Charlie will bring that for you.
We're staying by the Mediterranean, and I look forward to bringing you 5 good points there.
Upcoming week, we have a lot of things going on in Ligue 1.
A lot of things. I look forward specifically to Lens Auxerre. Ahead of this game, you might think that this is a done deal, and I think Lens will win, and that will cement their position on top of the league, which is fun. But I think also Auxerre, given the position they are in, they must be fighting for their life. So you have a team fighting for a title, and you have a team fighting in the bottom for their life, and that could make for a good football game.
Yeah, and I think as I think Lazin Sinayoko coming back, you know, it's
Legends in Ayoko.
we love to watch him play, and he coming back. I think he had a good run. So yeah, it'll be fun to see him back. But as you're saying, I mean, Lens should take this game home, and they're very stable, defensive, and even though Sinayoko has scored some goals, Auxerre have as a team struggled to perform enough to score 1 or 2 goals a game. So you know, on a good or normal day, Lens should take this.
We also have PSG versus Lille. That's actually the day before, already now on Friday evening. And I think here, both teams coming from a defeat in the Coupe, I think PSG is going to be full of revenge. I think this is not going to be nice being on the receiving end of Lille, but still, it's still sharp, and PSG needs to win, because if they drop points now and Lens have Auxerre on Saturday, it could be significant in the title race. But I see that game as PSG huge favorites, as always at home, huge favorites.
Yeah, it's hard to argue against you. And as you said, you know, they are the team chasing Lens. They're not far behind, but they're still chasing. So yes, they need to win every game. They got Sporting coming up on Tuesday, and they have the squad. So I mean, they should be fully capable of putting a good 11 against Lille and bring that home.
That's always interesting how to rotate between the European competitions and the league. But I think, like you said, they had the width in the squad to be using top players in both.
Yeah, and I also think that they could probably play with the same 11 and put Dembele on the bench. It's not about that. It's more about these top players. Just getting that sharp back. They didn't have it for the last game, but I'm sure they'll bring it back for this game and they should bang it home.
Another one, I want to hear a bit your predictions, guys. We have in the bottom, super interesting, Nantes versus Paris FC on Sunday.
Well, they're coming straight from a win, Paris. So
Momentum.
yeah, I think momentum. all the
Okay,
way.
yeah, I have a feeling as well that Kebal back with energy. He didn't play much in AFCON. He must have sat there on the bench for Algeria being hungry. And then he comes back performing in the Coupe, beating PSG, now onto the league, onto the bottom half. And I have a good feeling about Paris FC this weekend as well. But Remy Kabila in Nantes might argue.
Yeah, and I think they're both on the same point also. It's just one of these games where both of the team, I guess, getting into it, they're going to feel each other off for the first 15, 20 minutes. And a goal going in any direction could, really set the tempo of the game, of who needs to do what. So, yeah, interesting for sure. A lot to play about. We have waited. The Champions League is finally back.
Finally.
And next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. And we have Real Madrid, Monaco. We have Sporting versus Paris Saint-Germain. And we have Marseille, OM against Liverpool. And I would like to start off there. This is a crazy game. We got a team of Marseille's history. We got Aubameyang, who's played in the Premier League for a long, long time. He's played against Liverpool several times. We have
Former United Greenwood.
Yes. We have the Serbia also, who's been there. So I think the stadium is just going to explode. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting. And Marseille is in a good place also in the Champions League. So they have a lot to play for. I'm really looking forward towards that.
How many percentage chance are you giving OM to grab a point from Liverpool? 1 point.
Liverpool has been struggling in both ends for the last couple of months. Defensively, set pieces, they've not been doing good enough. So that's definitely an important part of the game for Marseille to practice up ahead. And I will not be surprised if they have some trick up their sleeves to try and score a goal on the set pieces. And Hugo came in the cup, Hugo Ekitike, another Frenchman, and played. So, I would be surprised if he was not playing against Marseille. But it's been a bit tight who's scoring the goals also for Liverpool. And, Marseille got the pace also. They cannot only hurt Liverpool on set pieces. They got the pace. They got Greenwood. They got Aubameyang. So, an early goal from Marseille might shock Liverpool.
Dennis, you have Monaco facing Real Madrid. What percentage chance do you give Monaco to grab a point?
Realistically?
Yes. They just sacked Xabi Alonso as well. Real Madrid sacked manager. I think Arbeloa might be interim. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think it's quite low.
It's 0.
I think, yeah. Somewhere around that. I was going to say...
Well, that's an honest answer.
You never know, but maybe 11%. But,
it's going to be tricky.
I think
it's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
I think PSG has a good chance grabbing points versus Sporting, though. I think only 3 points between them in the Champions League table in the current format. And I think this loss in the Coupe might have done more than we think. I think you have... fantastic football players fuming. They didn't only lose a game, they actually lost the title against Paris FC. So I think Lille will first face that fury, and then we have Sporting Lisbon coming up again. But I think PSG should be big favorites.
Yeah, and both of the teams, both Real Madrid and PSG, wants to bounce back. Real Madrid come from a loss in Copa del Rey versus Barcelona also, and with the sacked coach, as you mentioned. So
They have issues, Real Madrid. They have issues. So definitely not like a perfect place. As always, it's been fantastic to have you all here. I want you to follow us on socials at Le Foot Podcast and subscribe to us and give us a rating wherever you listen to podcasts, and tell a football-loving friend about us. For queries, you can always reach out at lefootpodcast@gmail.com. But now I want to wish you a great day and see you next week. Au revoir.